Hey, Rammer, we're live. Hey, it took a second. We were live on Facebook and YouTube when it started off, but today is September 15th. This is Daily Cards Live, presented by Mungenast, St. Louis Acura, and Royal Banks of Missouri. Rammer, that kind of stuff happens as I am on the road today in Wall, South Dakota, as I continue to make my
Get
trek
out.
out west.
Get out. I don't want to be sued by the Wall drug people. And I think they made a success because they're in the middle of the prairie where there's nothing else around, and they had water and ice for people back in those olden days. And now they become a tourist trap. And so this is a personal opinion, and I'm not suggesting that they're in league with the devil or anything. But you say, well, you're in the middle of nowhere. It's better than nothing. No, it's worse than nothing. Get your family out of there and get to the Black Hills. Get out of there now.
Before we started recording, I told you where I was, and I don't know the setup there at your home and where you are and where the rest of your family is, but all of a sudden I heard the voice of a woman in the background scream to get out, and your wife ran in to make an appearance almost on the show to let me know to get out of here as fast as possible. That is the plan as soon as we're done recording. But I felt as I'm doing the show live from inside of a 2021 Sienna from Mungenast Alton Toyota, I figured it was probably a better idea to stop driving before I started to do the show here, where we are talking about the playoff-bound St. Louis Cardinals.
Well, here's what I've determined. Let me ask you this. Do you think the Cardinals can go 11-7 the rest of the way?
Yes, they have, what is it, 7 or 8 games against the Cubs?
If they can go 11-7, I think they'll win, because I don't think the Reds can go 12-6.
Okay. And you're also saying that you don't think the Padres can do that either, given their schedule, which is mostly Giants and Dodgers.
Yeah, I just think, and I really like you know what? It's weird. I like that whole Western Division. They're fun to watch. Late night baseball. It's all kind of a fun deal. Really good teams. It is kind of sad that the Padres are the odd man out, but I don't want that. I don't want them to be in at the expense of the Cardinals. So adios.
You know what happened was the Giants screwed up everything by being so good this year. Nobody expected that. We all wanted to watch the Dodgers and the Padres just duke it out all season long, and then the Giants showed up and decided they were going to play the best baseball of all the teams in MLB this year.
And the Giants keep getting better. A guy that was really kind of lost and hurt and not playing, and now he's back and killing it is Evan Longoria. Because then when they got Chris Bryant, you say, okay, that'll solve the third base problem. They can move him around. Now Longoria is not only back, but he is killing it. And their lineup, I mean, it's really lengthened now. It's really good.
A lot of veteran presence in that lineup, as you mentioned, Bryant. You mentioned Longoria. Buster Posey is still there. Brandon Crawford.
Crawford is my MVP candidate, as you know.
Yeah, so a lot of veteran talent there, which we could sit and we could talk about the Cardinals the same way, which last night they get the extra inning win over the New York Mets, a game I was sitting there and I was watching the game on my phone while at Target Field for the Twins game last night. And to see that fourth inning play out the way that it did, and to see the Cardinals come back from being down early 2-0 and get to Marcus Stroman in that early in that game. Really, I mean, it really took a lot because Stroman was dealing, and I think you could say maybe the Mets pulled him an inning too soon.
Perhaps. And the Cardinals, they went to their bullpen, and let's face it, as a group on the night, they were kind of shaky. The bullpen survived. So, not everybody was so excited about. By everybody, I mean the media and people on social media, so excited. The bullpen was great. This was great. The bullpen wasn't great, but they survived. And sometimes surviving is more important than style points.
You did. I mean, you had Genesis Cabrera come out, and he got you 5 outs right away. He pitched very well.
Really
and
did.
Then Luis Garcia also in that. So you got 2 innings out of those guys which I think Luis Garcia has moved his way into a prominent role in that bullpen. And I think it says a lot, too. We talked about this yesterday with Alex Reyes coming in there, had a rough spot, but then goes and strikes out the side after loading the bases. Last night, put into a position where a runner is in scoring position as soon as he gets into the game, and does not let that get to him, and still comes in there and gets the outs, which I mean, Paul Goldschmidt, it wasn't, as far as style-wise play of the year, but importance-wise, the defensive play of the year, what he did at first base last night.
The double play or all the other picks he made?
The double play in the 10th.
Yeah, and then the double play to end the game.
Yeah.
And so I tweeted out, it's really nice when you can have 3 Gold Glovers handling the ball under pressure. That sure makes things, sure eases the pressure a little bit, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And Tyler O'Neill, who won the Gold Glove last year, almost makes that catch on the Javier Baez home run that to tie things in the 9th. So defense just all around, and you're starting to see the national media start to pay attention to the Cardinals now that they have worked their way back into one of those playoff spots. And you're seeing a lot of national media folks looking at it and going, son of a bitch, how did I not see this happening? How did I not see the Cardinal Devil Magic come back and work their way back into a playoff spot where everything right now seems to be going their way with about 2 weeks left in the season?
Well, I'm not giving an excuse to everybody, because when you watch all the games that you can watch and read the box scores every day, you should see these things. But let's face it, the Cardinals in June couldn't get anybody out, and they walked everybody. Tommy Edman quit hitting, and they had to go Carlson, makeshift leadoff guy. They'd already lost. They lost their ace, brought him back, lost him again. Their closer Hicks is gone for the year, and so in some ways, when you look at all those things, when this is all said and done, we may have a conversation at the end of the year, you and I, were the Cardinals actually overachievers, especially relative to the hand that the front office gave Mike Schilt to deal with. That's another talk show thing for another day. But back to last night, up and down the lineup, obviously Tyler O'Neill's bomb to center field was so reminiscent. I know that one's going to haunt Mets fans like Pendleton's home run did in '87, like Molina's did in '06. Just a monster shot. I love it that he stabbed them right in the heart again. But I don't want anybody to forget how big Kisner was off the bench, never plays, game on the line, and delivers big time. Not a fluke, a good at bat, legitimate base hit. Just almost 100% contributions up and down the lineup.
So tonight you have the lineups as I'm pulling them up. Game time coming your way in just a few hours here, as I did not have the actual dates up. I apologize for that. As here we go, Cardinal lineups for you tonight against with a 6:10 start time. John Lester versus Tyler Megill on the mound. It is Edman, Goldschmidt, O'Neill, Arenado, Molina, Carlson, Sosa, Bader, and Lester. For the Cardinals, the Mets will go with Villar, Lindor, Baez, Alonso, Conforto, Pilar, McCann, McNeil, and Megill. With the Cardinals, I feel like this, if they didn't feel like they had their foot on the gas right now, I feel like this could be an Andrew Kisner start. I'm a little surprised to see Molina there, but they also have the off day tomorrow, so you're giving him the day off there.
Yeah. In the middle of the year, you might have given it off so you had the 2 days, but you got to put the whip to him now. You're in the home stretch.
And Molina has been getting a lot of days off, so I wonder if that's kind of, okay, you know what? Hey, we gave you all those days off a few weeks ago. Hey, right now, this is where we need you. You're in there. You're good to go.
Yeah, and let's face it. There's a huge drop-off from the starting 8 to the bench, offensively and, quite frankly, defensively. And he's going to go with his guys, and he should, he being Mike Schilt. My biggest concern tonight, not as the lineup, not even necessarily Lester, although I fear him trying to get through their big three, Lindor and Baez and Alonso, whatever configuration they have them. But I truly fear that. Who's going to pitch out of the bullpen? Who's available? I would like somebody, they won't do it because they don't want the opposition to know. I'd like to know who's available tonight.
If you look last night, I don't think Garcia threw. I mean, how many pitches did he even throw in his 1/3 of an inning last night? If you look at that, I think, yeah, Garcia threw 2 pitches last night. Reyes threw 13, but that's 2 days in a row for him. You do have, I guess, what you have McFarland that can come out of the bullpen. So you have McFarland, you have Garcia, McFarland, yeah. Before Gallegos Gallegos, you know what? He gave up the home run and then he went 3 up, 3 down after that. So he only threw 15 pitches. I got to think Gallegos is also available too.
Well, that's 3 guys. That means unless you're asking for extra help, Lester's got to get you to the 6th, through the 6th. Yeah. So I just think the bullpen in the middle innings is going to be a real challenge for the Cardinals tonight.
No moves have been made just yet with the team. I wonder if that's also possibly an option as we as we get here too, with moving up somebody up and down. But it does look point. Yeah. So we haven't heard that yet. I do believe Mike Schild is talking with the media right now. So
you know a guy you might have to look at, and it would look punitive, but Ponce de Leon, if you made a move for him, and the dispute in the dugout is not really the deal. He has no idea where the ball's going right now. You can't count on him for anything. If you had a strike thrower at AAA you could bring up, again, it might look bad, like you were trying to punish him, but that might be a guy.
Yeah, Johan Oviedo, by the way, who's down in Memphis, was ejected from the game today for a foreign substance in his glove. So I don't. So that is not an option. Dakota Hudson will be throwing in Memphis on Friday. 75 pitches is what they are looking to get out of Dakota Hudson. So we very well could see him in St. Louis next week.
He's going to pitch on Wednesday at some point. Whether starter, piggyback, give me an inning, he'll pitch on Wednesday.
Rammer, before we, by the way, before we do move on to the hats and everything else, I just want to say last night, between watching it on my phone and listening to the game on Sirius XM, I had to listen to the Mets broadcast. I am going to suggest that somebody give Terry Collins a job in baseball to get him off the radio broadcast. So you know what? He led a team to the World Series. Somebody should hire him to work again in baseball, so he's off the Mets broadcast.
Going all the way back to the 30s, the Cardinals have always had elite broadcasters, always. And it's remarkable when you go around and listen to other broadcasters. They're not necessarily horrible, but when you got pros like John Rooney and Mike Shannon, like Dan McLaughlin and Jim Edmonds, I mean, come on. It's remarkable, the difference. Are there some other great broadcasters around? Of course there are. Of course. I'm talking by and large when you're talking about 60 broadcast crews, TV, radio. We're very fortunate in St. Louis.
I mean, number one media market in the country, and that's what they're giving you.
I wonder if that's what Baez and Lindor were talking about, the broadcasters.
Yeah, on WFAN too. They're on WFAN out there, and I mean I don't get it. I don't get it. But moving on, Rammer, a word from our friends at Royal Banks.
Royal Banks of Missouri, they know that local is good. Just like our broadcasters always being the best for over half a century, Royal Banks is the best at giving you the best service and helping you achieve your financial goals. Call Royal Banks and you'll see what I'm talking about. 314-212-1500 or online to royalbanksofmo.com. And don't forget about their interactive teller machines. Makes you feel like you're right there in the lobby. Interactive teller machines only at Royal Banks of Missouri. Royal Banks, where better service means better banking. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Rammer, my hat again for multiple times this year. I got another Nacho helmet last night at the Twins game at Target Field. It was a nice ballpark.
Well, I was going to get to that first, but let's go back. First of all, the traditional TC logo is an all-time classic. I like that they got that one on there. The one they started to do in the 80s with the M and all that, terrible. TC, that's the way to go. How were the nachos?
Nachos were delicious. They nice little tomato jalapeno combination in there with the cheese and the meat and the sour cream. Very, very good nachos. Yes. It looked like the quality of food all over the ballpark. They had 2 family concession stands that had $2 sodas and $4 hot dogs.
Nice.
That you could get. So you can get cheap food for the family, for the kids.
So you said beautiful. Give me a little more about the ballpark itself, because that's one I haven't been to.
You can see the game from absolutely everywhere. They had multiple restaurants that you can sit and watch the game from inside of the restaurants. The Budweiser Terrace all the way up top, and then they had the Truly deck out in right field, behind right field, so you can eat your dinner and look at the field with a nice little park. Like think of the Budweiser Terrace up top, but they had that almost at like the concourse, the field level. Just everywhere you stood in that ballpark, you could see the game from behind home plate. You had a nice look at the Minneapolis skyline out there, and you were looking right at the Target Center where the Timberwolves play too. So it was I really, really liked that park, and seeing the game in early September was nice too. We got seats in the bleachers. Second batter of the game, Rammer, flew out to the warning track. Ball was 10 feet in front of me.
Very nice.
Yeah. My kid brought his glove. I grabbed it from him, put it on, and I was Rammer.
Oh, you're that guy.
Rammer, he would not have been able to catch it. He wouldn't have been able to. I grabbed his glove. I put it on. I was ready to catch it. Didn't come to that though.
How long did it take to dry his tears?
Oh no, he wanted.
Why is Daddy so mean to me?
No, he was real excited because he knows he would get the ball if I caught it. So
Let's
he was
wrap this
real
up
excited.
so I can call family services.
What do you got on today?
I've got one I've never worn before. It's there we go with that. Right there. Little license plate logo, Lake of the Ozarks, ballpark. That's just kind of a fun deal.
I like that hat a lot.
You know what? It's a snapback, which you like.
I do like the snapback.
Hat.
Yeah. Yes.
This is yours. I'm going to give it to you because I've never worn it. I'll make sure you get it.
Thank you very much. Rammer, we got to wrap it up today. I don't know where I'm going to be doing the show from tomorrow, but I know we're going to be talking about a Cardinal sweep, so I'm looking forward to it. Nonetheless, I'm looking forward to going to Los Angeles for that wild card game coming up on October 6th. So, hey, the countdown is on for the Cardinals' 2021 postseason run. Now that they are in a playoff position, it's a lock from here. It's going to happen. So we'll have all kinds of baseball coverage for you here on Claibs Online for all of the rest of September and into the month of October. He is Bob Ramsey. I'm Joe Roderick. You are listening to Daily Cards Live, presented by Mungenast, St. Louis Acura, and Royal Banks of Missouri, right here on ClaibsOnline.com.
St. Louis Acura is excited to announce the opening of our newly remodeled service lounge. We sell pre-owned vehicles of all makes and models and take pride in servicing what we sell. We offer free pickup and delivery service and a complimentary car wash and vacuum with every service. We also have a full-service reconditioning shop on site that can repair dents, bumpers, and wheels. As the nation's only 29-time Acura Precision Team winner for customer satisfaction, we work every day to make St. Louis Acura better than ever for you.